What if New Zealand is actually the mountain tip of a colossal, sunken 8th continent? Today, we are investigating 5 mind-blowing facts about New Zealand that you would never think to search on Google. Get comfortable, hit that like button, and let's dive in. Case number 1. The massive, sunken 8th continent of our planet. New Zealand is not just a collection of remote islands. It is actually the highest mountain peak of a vast, submerged landmass named Zealandia. In 2017, geologists officially recognized Zealandia as Earth's 8th geological continent. Spanning nearly 5 million square kilometers, it is roughly the size of India. However, a staggering 94% of this ancient continent is entirely drowned beneath the Pacific Ocean. The scenic mountains of New Zealand and New Caledonia are simply the only majestic parts of this lost continent still towering above the water. Case number 2. The unique sensory beak of the bizarre kiwi bird. The kiwi is the only bird on Earth with nostrils located at the very tip of its long beak, rather than the base. Because the kiwi has extremely poor eyesight, it hunts entirely by smelling out its prey. It plunges its beak deep into the dirt, sniffing for worms under the soil, periodically sneezing loudly to clear out the mud. Furthermore, university researchers discovered that the tip of its beak contains advanced sensory receptors. These receptors can detect the tiny electrical and vibration signals of moving insects, while the bird itself curiously smells like fresh forest mushrooms because it simply has no natural predators to hide from on these islands. But more on that, we will tell you a bit later. Case number 3. The extreme physical demands of kiwi parenting. The female kiwi lays an egg that represents a staggering 25% of her own body weight. This is the most extreme egg-to-body ratio of any bird on the planet, equivalent to a human woman giving birth to a 15-kilogram 4-year-old child. In the days before laying, the massive egg completely crushes her stomach, making it physically impossible for her to eat. Because this process totally depletes the female's energy reserves, the male takes over. He selflessly incubates the colossal egg in a dark burrow for nearly 3 months, almost never leaving to hunt, while the female recovers her strength. Case number 4. The cheerful clubs where seniors craft their own final resting places. Funerals in New Zealand are incredibly expensive, with a basic wooden casket starting at $5,000. To combat these rising costs, a 77-year-old nurse named Katie Williams founded the very first Coffin Club. Here, retirees gather to hand-build and beautifully paint their own caskets for just $200. Today, there are over 160 of these clubs across the country. Seniors gather to drink tea, socialize, and personalize their caskets with bright, cheerful designs, successfully stripping their eventual passing of its dark, gloomy aura. Case number 5. The prehistoric isolated paradise with absolutely no native land predators. This is why, as promised earlier, the unique kiwi bird faced absolutely no threats for millions of years. Before the arrival of humans, there were simply no terrestrial mammals capable of sniffing out its mushroom scent or raiding its ground nests. Since New Zealand broke away from the ancient supercontinent of Gondwana 80 million years ago, no wolves, cats, or bears ever reached its shores. The only native land mammals were 3 tiny species of bats. Furthermore, there are absolutely no snakes on the islands. Keeping them is strictly forbidden even in local zoos. With no dangerous predators, the forest floor remained completely safe, leaving the rare, shy Katipo spider as the island's only venomous creature. Which of these New Zealand mysteries shock you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Hit that subscribe button to join our search for truth, and click the next video on your screen to keep exploring.